Hey guys, my name is Bando. This is Brexit Bando, and today I am giving you an update on my Night Lords because it was asked for. So these are my Night Lords. They currently mostly fit into this tray, and I've been really working on these 6 guys to begin with. I'm not going to show off every model. You've seen most of them before. I'm just going to go through some of the ones that I quite like, the ones I'm still working on, and just talk about what I'm kind of going through with these. So one of the things I really like to prioritise with my models is that the kind of thing I hold myself to is that every model is a character. Like, each model is its own storyline, its own person. I don't just have, 10 bolter guys here. I have 10 real people with their own stories. They're all like the main character in their own story. And I really try to show that off in the models that I build. And hopefully that, it comes across like that. Hopefully it shows up, that you can see that these guys each have individual personalities, different sort of foibles, and kind of aesthetics. That guy, for example, had an orc skin cloak that he'd made. And I finally found a use for that Death Guard cloaked or hooded head, which I've had since 8th edition. So those are the guys I've been working on at the moment. So I'm just going to go through some of the stuff that's been finished. First up, we've got Leshy the Contemptor. It was a nice model to work on. He's been done for a while. I'm currently, I think, at this point, desperately searching for the Praetor, and you can see him sliding towards me. There you go. Last place I look. That's Alyosha, the Cowardly Lion. This model may get replaced in the future, I don't know. Veer, my little missile-spewing box dreadnought. I actually put the head from the Night Lord's Contemptor in there, just trimmed it down to fit inside. And I have one veteran squad, which you can see in one of my older Night Lords videos. I have 3 squads like this. Each one is 10 men with a sergeant with some sort of weird and wonderful weapons, 7 bolters, and then 2 melter guns. I don't know why I decided that was just how I was going to do it. Nope, that guy is not finished yet. This is just the fully painted squad that you've already seen before. So I just decided that this is what I was going to do. I was going to do these 3 veteran squads with melter guns, and that's how I was going to start this army. I do plan on adding some things like terror squads and raptors, but you guys know me, I like to avoid just doing the obvious stuff. I don't want to be a guy that does, just raptors, because that's what the Night Lords are supposed to be. I don't want to do White Scar bike armies. I find that stuff incredibly boring. Right, so first work in progress model is the Scarecrow, who is my Deradrea. I'm mostly working on the base at the moment, trying to get that more interesting. He's a big chunky model. Like, I was not shocked, but I was surprised how big he is compared to even a Contemptor. Then we have the Mortificator, who will be following or going along with the Dreadnoughts. That Power Claw took far too long to make. The claw is actually made from Ursarak's claws from the Mechanicum range. So I'm just trying to get you some images of his corpulent staff. And he's accompanied by a Terminator Command Squad in Cataphracti armour, with a nice hand-painted banner, which I probably should have painted first and then put the chain in place, but that's far too easy. Again, I just picked random weapons that I liked the look of for these guys. I wanted stuff that just made them out to be, interesting. This guy, he fights orcs. He likes fighting orcs. The whole thing about this army is they prefer fighting Xenos to fighting humans. So they disappear quite regularly during the heresy when battles are underway, because they detect some Xenos nearby, or they detect, an orc war or something, which is less and less common during the heresy during the crusade, because they wiped them out. Or they nearly wiped them out. And again, I keep trying to make these guys just a little bit more interesting, a little bit more unique. Like I said, every model's a character. I'd be bored out of my mind if, I just built 10 combi bolter power fist Terminators. So these guys are it's a 5-man autocannon Havoc squad. They're probably the furthest from being completed. So they're 5 guys that I'm going to be working on this week. Getting some red and stuff in there, getting some gold on them, and trying to tie them into the rest of the unit, the rest of the force, sorry. And then getting their bases done as well. This guy I quite like because of his face paint. I think that just looks quite cool. I try to avoid using the overtly chaotic helmets in the army, but there are 1 or 2 I quite like the look of, and I always like the classic Mark III. So they'll get brought up to a full 10-man squad at some point, possibly. This guy, I like him as well because he's just nice and menacing. So this is the 2nd veteran squad, and I'm only going to really show off the ones I quite like the look of. Ones I think you'll find interesting. Nice little beaky with the hand-painted skull on there. Again, it's 7 bolter guys, 2 melters, and a sergeant. And for these guys I used a mix of Mark 6 kits and the Khorne Berserker kit, with bits from all sorts of other kits thrown in. I really like this sergeant. Again, really menacing pose, really intimidating. Also throwing hazard stripes on things because they're cool. I mean, it's a melter bomb. It's by its very nature hazardous, right? I also don't know if he can take a chain glaive. I think that's just supposed to be like a charnable weapon or something. They can kind of be separated into 2 separate squads of the squad that's running and the squad that's not running. But I'm just mixing them up here. Another one I quite like the look of because of his mask. And another. Also smattered in the older Anvilus backpacks. That's the other squad sergeant with his nice big executioner's axe, which was taken from the Khorne Berserker's kit. And things like Vexelia for my Night Lords are depicted by trophy racks usually. Another melter gun. This one hasn't even had his heat treatment done on that yet. This is a good one. Very characterful face, with some sculpted hair. And that head is taken from the Berserk kit, I believe. So I'm just going to kind of adjust the camera a bit as well, so you can see everything. And there we go. So 2 squads at the front and then 1 on the left for the veterans, heavy support squad in the middle, and I have this leftover melter gun guy. Why do I have a leftover melter gun guy? Well, that's because I can take all of the melter gun guys from these squads, which numbers to 7 in total if you've been keeping track. Not realising I've already taken 2 from the same squad. Pay attention, Bando. And I can make nearly a 10-man tactical support squad with melter guns. And my plan here is to make another 3 plus the missing 6 bolter guys, and that way I can then run them as 3 tactical squads, or 2 big blobs tactical squads, and yes, only 3 more. Thank you, Bondo. I'll be able to run a tactical support squad and then tactical squads rather than veterans for those pesky moments where a Pride of the Legion list isn't really useful. See, I'm thinking ahead. I'm being cunning and smart like. But you can see there the entire force in all its glory so far. Now there's no vehicles yet, but I do have a Cerberus to pop in there, or a Typhoon. I can never remember which one it is I got. I also have a Sikaran, but I'm not entirely sure if I want to add it to this or to my Blood Angels. I'm thinking the Blood Angels. I also have 2 Land Raiders, which I may add into this army, or 1 into this army, 1 into the Blood Angels. Let me know what you think in the comments, where you think I should, what tank should go where, if you think, I should add them. I thought I'd show this guy off. This is the Sergeant for the first Veteran Squad, built using a lot of Chaos Space Marine parts and some of the old, Mark III parts. And a good back banner, because back banners are cool. And the heads from the Chaos Chosen, I used a lot of those in that squad as well, the parts from the Chosen. The bear heads are cool, but they do need a lot of work to remove third eyes and weird teeth. And I do like this guy as well. This guy's the angry kind of Starscream-esque, looking to stab the boss in the back guy. That's his story. So yeah, that's the army in its entirety so far. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As always, you can support the channel by using my code below. And thank you very much for watching. Alright guys, have a great day. Bye bye.